Hey everyone, how's it going? Nexius here, bringing you guys another 100 Magic Find runs. So, as you guys may have remembered from my previous one, which was 100 Nightmare Mephisto, on my sorcerers here, I'm really trying to find a skin of the Viper Magi. It's one of the best armors to equip before going into Hell mode. So, I didn't get any luck on Mephisto, so I figured, hey, I haven't done 100 Trav runs yet as a video, and I can possibly find a Viper here while doing it at the same time. So here we go, 100 Nightmare Travincal runs. So here we go, let's start off. First of all, you guys can see the first run here. This is run number 8. I find a Shift GC right there, and I also find a second GC, which isn't that good. And I also find 2 set items, as you guys can see. So mostly you want to note here is the Shapeshift GC, but also charms are kind of common here, I notice, which is pretty great to know if you're looking for any decent charms. On top of that, I found 2 sets, which isn't too common, at least in Nightmare. I have about 150% magic find, so I mean, I guess that plays into a role as well with all the blues I find and the rares, as you guys can see. Run 38, I found a Dole Rune. Run 41 here, I find a Bing Wang, or what I'd like to call it, a Big Wang. Sorry, I just have to laugh at it because it's funny. You guys can see here the Big Wang sword here. So a couple uniques here. They're kind of mediocre, but because it is Nightmare early on progression, I think it's important to note some of the decent items you can find. If you're not magic finding Hell, it's probably because you're not geared enough for it. Therefore, some of these decent items are worth noting. Now here's another one. This is one of the greatest weapons that you can get, at least as a barbarian. High life leech, great attack rating, great damage, whirlwind and sword mastery to give you even more great damage. So Bloodletter, run 43, run 41 was that Big Wang, run 38 is Dole, run 8 is Shapeshift GC with a couple of other stuff. So here now we have, you guys can see here, there's a lot of blues, a lot of rares. It's really good for gold making. So I don't really recommend Nightmare Trav personally because it's really just for gold. That's it. The magic items are so common. Hell Trav is a different story. You can find things like a Jaw Rune there, for example. But Nightmare Trav just isn't worth it unless you need the gold. And if you're really early on geared, for example, you don't have full res in Nightmare, it's probably just too risky to do it anyway. So I don't really recommend it, but this is purely for experimental purposes. So going on, you guys saw the Terhange boots there on run 57. If this is run 83, this should be a Shale Rune. I am noting some of the runes here. Oh, this is actually run 85 here, which is the rare Serpent Skin. I wanted to show this because it really upsets me, man. I always find blue and rares, but never actual unique Serpent Skin. I find a lot of Serpent Skins, but no Viper. Unfortunate. So that was run 85. Here we have run 86, the next run. This is a Huanan Spear. Again, Nightmare. If you're magic finding Nightmare, it's because you don't have the best gear. This is a pretty decent mercenary weapon until you get an insight, which I have. So just overall worth noting. Now, a couple runs later on 88, I find 2 decent items here. I'm going to show you guys in a second at the end here. The Trav runs are just so fast, so I don't have to like totally edit it. But you guys can see here, Sazabi's pretty good helmet, not too bad. And a black, I think, what is that, Black Bleach Blade? It's so small in my editing program when I'm commentating this. Black Bleach Blade. Again, decent mercenary weapon if you don't have an insight already. Insight's by far the best choice early on, in my opinion. Here we have run 92, 3 set or unique items here. I like to notify with you guys here, like, I mean, the set and uniques aren't really that great here. The Sanders is actually pretty good if you're like trying to get block and stuff as like a Hammerden or something, or the attack rating. But it's worth noting I did find 3 set and unique items in one single run, which is pretty, you know, not too common, at least early on, because you just get so many magical items. And to finish off the run here, 98, we find an Immortal King's Helmet. Hey, pretty decent drop. Aside from the Shapeshift GC, I mean, this is another great drop, especially as a barb. We all know those gold finding barbs that like to farm Trav, but generally that's in Hell mode, not Nightmare. But overall, you guys can see here, not too much stuff. I got gold cap pretty quickly. The gold making was great for gambling and whatnot, but in terms of gear, you guys can see here, it's not that common. So just a quick overview, Shapeshift GC, We got 2 GCs in total and 2 sets there. Additionally, we also have the Dole, the Bing Wang, the Bloodletter, Terrahaunch. So we have a bunch of mediocre items, nothing like significant. If we could have found like a Peasant Crown or a Viper Magi, this would have been just amazing, but unfortunately, just nothing too great. So I'm guessing some of you, most of you, are not surprised with these results. Nightmare Trav, like no one ever like hears about that. Some people know about Hell Trav, but Nightmare, no, not really. So overall, there's the 100 runs. Still looking for that Viper Magi. It seems to be elusive. When it comes to me, I almost never find it. Like, I actually have a better chance of finding a Shaco before I find a Viper. Like, that's how ridiculous this armor is for me finding it. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the quick video on 100 Nightmare Trav runs. If you guys would like to request any other, just let me know what you want to see. Don't forget to check out my playlist. I have a lot of 100 Magic Find runs already done. Thank you, my friends, for always watching, and I'll see you next time.